A secret US-Russia peace push is shaking global politics. Leaked details show President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin advancing a 28-point plan, drafted without Ukraine, the EU, NATO, or the UN, that would force Kyiv to surrender major territory, shrink its military, and abandon its NATO ambitions.
President Zelenskyy, about your plan? Are you going to meet with him?
I've spoken with their people. We have a plan. It's horrible what's happening. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I was president, and it's a shame. And I thought they should have acted quicker. But it's a cold winter, and a lot of the you talk about utilities, but a lot of the big energy-producing plants have been under attack, to put it mildly, to put it nicely. Yeah, we have a way of getting peace, or we think we have a way of getting peace. He's going to have to approve it.
Trump has now set a one-week deadline for Kyiv to accept the deal, a plan Putin has openly endorsed.
President Zelenskyy said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up its dignity. There's been criticism that this deal...
You mean he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of...
Well, he'll have to like it, and if he doesn't like it, then, they should just keep fighting, I guess,
The suggestion that you made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine.
Well, at some point he's going to have to accept something. He hasn't accepted. You remember right in the Oval Office not so long ago, I said, you don't have the cards.
President Zelenskyy, under mounting pressure, warned this is one of Ukraine's most difficult moments.
This is one of the most difficult moments in our history. Currently, the pressure on Ukraine is one of the hardest.
Putin, meanwhile, says the US plan reflects Russia's demands and warned Ukraine will face repeat battlefield losses if it refuses.
Apparently, Ukraine and its European allies are still under illusions and dream of inflicting a strategic defeat on Russia on the battlefield. If Kyiv does not want to discuss President Trump's proposals and refuses to do so, then both they and the European warmongers must understand that the events that took place in Kupiansk will inevitably be repeated in other key sectors of the front. Perhaps not as quickly as we would like, but it will inevitably happen again.
European leaders are furious at being sidelined from a process that could redraw the continent's security landscape. Many warn that any deal negotiated without Kyiv or its allies risks legitimizing Russian coercion.
We commend peace efforts, but Europe is the main pair, the main supporter of Ukraine, and it's, of course, Europe's security that's at stake, so we expect to be consulted.
All negotiations about a ceasefire regarding the further peaceful development of Ukraine can only be discussed and negotiated with Ukraine, and Europe will have to be included.
The United Nations says it hasn't even received the document, raising concerns about the secrecy surrounding a plan that claims to offer a path to peace. Officials stress that any credible proposal must uphold the UN Charter.
First of all, we don't know what the peace plan is. I just read on the papers that Russia has not yet received any peace plan. So we are talking about something that is in the press, but was never presented formally by the United States or by any other entity. For us, as UN, the criteria of any peace plan are always based in the values of the Charter and international law.
With Washington and Moscow driving the talks alone and allies pushed to the margins, the proposed peace deal is already reshaping global alignments before it's even formally on the table.